pivot. And you do, because that first sellout, we said, great, let's 10x.
And go, oh my gosh, she has loved us so much.
Are true, and you're able to show up in the space really organically and authentically.
You guys, this is wild. So Ghislaine Maxwell, yes, that Ghislaine is sitting behind bars, not whining about prison food or talking appeals. No, she's allegedly dropping names. And guess who just got dragged into the chaos? Meghan Markle. I know, right? The Duchess turned podcast queen turned jam lady is now the latest name whispered from Maxwell's cell. Apparently, Maxwell pointed right at Meghan and said, there's a document, but not your usual resume. Oh no. This one's rumored to be a CV that exposes a totally different side of Meghan's life before the palace days. A side involving certain social circles and arrangements that never made it into any Suits reunion.
How does it all look? Is my hair good?
The States, you don't grow up.
People are calling it the adult game. Just vague enough to dodge lawsuits, but spicy enough to drop jaws. And here's the kicker. This isn't coming from some gossip blogger fishing for clicks. It's Ghislaine Maxwell, the woman who literally lived inside Jeffrey Epstein's twisted little world. So when she starts naming names, people don't roll their eyes, they listen. Because she's not some random outsider, she was there. So, before we even unpack what's supposedly in that mysterious CV and why Meghan's gone dead silent, make sure to hit subscribe, turn on those notifications, and share this madness, because trust me, it gets way crazier.
Maxwell is telling the truth, right? She is a convicted sex trafficker who was sentenced.
So, what's in this alleged CV? According to whispers floating around, it paints Meghan's pre-royal years in a completely different light. Forget the aspiring humanitarian image, this version sounds like a high society socialite moving through some seriously shadowy scenes. Places where nobody asks how you got the invite or what you're offering in return. And apparently, Maxwell described Meghan as someone who fit right in, someone who understood the game. Not a clueless newcomer. No, someone who knew how it all worked. And let's be honest, Epstein's game was not charity galas and friendly brunches.
In the dark, behind the walls, but those prison walls cannot stop her from talking.
It was about power, access, and unspoken arrangements. Meghan Maxwell claims wasn't a bystander. She knew the players, the patterns, and exactly how the system ran. This isn't some poor actress who wandered into the wrong party. It's someone who knew exactly where she was and what she was doing. Now, think about it. The world's been sold this story of Meghan Markle, the struggling Hollywood actress who wanted to make the world better, advocate for women, help charities, and clean oceans. That's the narrative we all fell for when she met Prince Harry.
Who is at the heart of all of this. This woman is a terrible thing, and she's known Meghan Markle for quite some time.
But if there's truth in what Maxwell's saying, then there's this entire hidden chapter of Meghan's life, one that never made it into the feel-good documentaries. Maxwell isn't some ex-friend seeking revenge. She's someone who orchestrated introductions, who opened doors for people at the highest levels, and yes, she knew where all the bodies were buried. So when she points a finger at Meghan, people don't just brush it off. They pay attention. Because Maxwell's not guessing. She's not speculating. She's recalling the world she helped build, and apparently Meghan was part of it. For years, Ghislaine Maxwell was the woman behind the curtains, connecting, introducing, facilitating.
Yesterday, giving us more disturbing details as to how Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein recruited the girls and what they were asked.
So if she's sitting in a prison cell saying, yeah, Meghan was there too, that's not tabloid talk. That's someone who lit the matches herself, saying, there's fire. Of course, Meghan's defenders instantly went into overdrive. They called it slander, desperation, a pathetic cry for attention from a woman who's already lost everything. And sure, Maxwell's credibility is in ruins. She's infamous, she's convicted, she's behind bars, so why would anyone believe her now? But pause for a second. What does she gain from this?
So with that said, this is what we're talking about now around...
Nothing. She's not getting out early. She is already hated globally. So if she's mentioning Meghan's name, why? For headlines? For chaos? She's got nothing to win, only to lose. Which means maybe, just maybe, there's truth here. Because here's the twist. This whole Meghan connection didn't appear from thin air. Even before Maxwell's alleged comments, people were already whispering about Meghan and Prince Andrew.
Satisfy Epstein's insatiable appetite. And Kate testified that she never recruited any other girls for Maxwell and Epstein.
Not in a royal charity photo op way, but as close companions. That exact phrase kept popping up, close companion. And listen, that phrase isn't casual. Close companion means you've spent time together. It means familiarity. It means being in rooms that most people don't even know exist. And if you're talking about Prince Andrew during those years, well, we all know what kind of crowd he was running with. And get this, people were saying Meghan knew Virginia Giuffre personally.
Andrew and the businessman and convicted child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. We know that Prince Andrew
Not just knew of her, knew her, as in met her, spent time around her, had firsthand knowledge of what went down. That means Meghan wasn't just hearing rumors, later she was there, she saw things. And here's where it gets even more bizarre. People said Meghan could be expected to tell the truth. Expected? That's not the same as will definitely. That word choice alone is sketchy. Like, even back then, people weren't sure if she'd really come clean if push came to shove. Because let's be honest, Meghan and Truth have always had a complicated relationship. Remember the Finding Freedom book fiasco, the one she swore she had no involvement in? She told the world she didn't help the authors, didn't feed them info, nothing. And then boom, emails leaked showing she'd been working with them the whole time, crafting her own narrative behind the scenes. The whole innocent me act completely blown up. So when people now hear Maxwell's claims, they're not shocked. Meghan's already shown she's willing to bend the truth when it suits her. She's denied things that were later proven true, so why would anyone just take her word for it now? This close companion thing isn't just gossip. It's people who were there saying Meghan wasn't a background extra, she was part of that inner circle. During the exact years Prince Andrew was visiting Epstein's properties, taking flights on his planes, and being photographed with people he absolutely shouldn't have been near. Meghan, according to whispers, was right there, witnessing all of it unfold. Then, just as the truth seemed close when there were talks of Epstein's files finally being released, boom, everything got locked down. The official reason? Protecting victim privacy. Fair enough on paper, but here's what raised eyebrows. If there's nothing significant in those files, then why keep them sealed like nuclear codes? If there's nothing to hide, show them. But that's the thing, secrecy always breeds suspicion, every single time. So either these officials don't understand human psychology, or they do and they're terrified of what's actually inside. Now here's where the real storm hits. Because right when it looked like the Epstein files might finally see daylight, suddenly everything got sealed tight. And while the official excuse sounded noble, protecting the victim's privacy, people started whispering, that's convenient. Because if the documents were really harmless, why hide them like a national secret? Why tell the world there's nothing shocking and then lock the vault? It just doesn't add up. And right before that happened, insiders were warning Prince Andrew to brace himself. Those aren't words you use for a few harmless mentions. That's something's about to explode language. Insiders knew what was coming. Journalists don't use that kind of phrasing unless they've been tipped off. So yeah, maybe there's way more in those files than the public's being told. Let's be real, this isn't just another Meghan wore the wrong outfit story. This is Ghislaine Maxwell, a convicted trafficker, allegedly saying Meghan was there. That's huge. That's career-ending stuff if proven true. And if Meghan knows even a shred of this could be verified, then her silence makes total sense. Because once you deny something like this and evidence leaks, you're finished. It's not just bad press, it's scandal history. Remember, Meghan's entire brand is built on authenticity, empowerment, and truth. She's the woman who found her voice, the one who tells her truth, the global ambassador of honesty and empowerment. But how do you preach authenticity when people are whispering that you're hiding your past? That's where it hurts the most. It's not even about what might have happened years ago, it's about the pretending now. The curated perfection, the crafted captions, the jam jars labeled with hope while a storm brews behind the raids that scenes. People can forgive messy past. What they don't forgive is deceit. And her past credibility issues like the Finding Freedom lie are coming back to haunt her. She's shown she'll say one thing and do another if it fits her narrative. So now when people hear Maxwell's claims, they're not saying impossible, they're saying wouldn't be the first time. And then there's Prince Harry, poor Harry. This man literally burned down his entire life for her. He walked away from his family, his home, his country, his royal duty, everything. He believed Meghan was the victim, the misunderstood heroine being chewed up by the royal machine. He gave up his titles, his military honors, and the life he'd known since birth, all to protect her. And now, what if the woman he risked everything for wasn't completely honest with him? If Meghan truly knew Prince Andrew and that world and never told him, then that's not just omission. That's betrayal. That's letting a man destroy his world for a version of you that isn't the full truth. And imagine the royals Charles, William, watching all this unfold, knowing what they knew about Andrew's crowd. Maybe they did try to warn Harry. Maybe that's why the tension was so deep, and he just didn't want to hear it because he thought it was another attack on Meghan. If that's true, the whole story flips. Harry didn't protect Meghan from cruelty, he defended her from truth. Think about it. The documentaries, the interviews, Spare, all of it. Harry framed the royals as villains and Meghan as the saint. He's told the world again and again how the royals failed her. But if it turns out there's a hidden chapter, she never told him something connected to Epstein's circle, then he doesn't look like a hero anymore. He looks like he was played. And that's devastating. Because Harry isn't just a husband, he's a symbol. The man who stood up for love against a centuries-old institution. And now, if he learns Meghan kept something this massive from him, it breaks the entire fairy tale. This isn't just a PR crisis, it's a personal implosion waiting to happen. So now, Maxwell's in prison. Meghan's name is out there, whispers about the CV won't stop, people from that world, real insiders, not bloggers, are saying Meghan was close to Prince Andrew, that she knew Virginia personally, that she had first-hand knowledge of what went down. Meanwhile, the Epstein files are locked away, officials swear there's nothing to see, and Meghan's out here pretending nothing's happening. But people notice. They see her staying quiet, they see her launching jam brands, and they see her dodging this topic like it's toxic waste. And the longer she says nothing, the louder it gets. Because that's how scandals work. Silence feeds curiosity. Here's the truth. If this was all nonsense, she'd have shut it down instantly. A single statement could have killed the story. But when you're quiet, when you're hoping people move on, it usually means there's something you don't want to trigger. Something that could blow up if anyone digs too deep. And that's what everyone's wondering now. What's she so afraid of? Because silence might buy time, but it doesn't buy safety. Someone always talks, someone always leaks, someone always has receipts. And when that happens, if it happens, this isn't just another scandal for Meghan. It's the end. The brand, the image, the credibility, everything she's built since leaving the royals, it'll all burn. Because how do you sell authenticity when the world finds out you've been hiding something like this? Every post, every quote, every jam jar caption about living your truth suddenly feels hollow. Every speech about empowerment sounds like PR. Because people are already connecting the dots and they're not doing it kindly. And that's the danger for Meghan. Once the public feels duped, they never come back. So now, it's all eyes on her. Because Maxwell's already spoken. The names are out there. The only person who hasn't said a word is Meghan herself. And in gossip, silence is never peace, it's panic.